Okay, so in the last lecture we have seen all the theoretical stuff of how we can integrate external data sources with Apache Spark. But now let's get real and integrate our Apache Spark with one of the most popular NoSQL database, which is MongoDB. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so in this lecture, let's get some practical and just integrate our Spark with the most popular NoSQL databases in the world right now, which is MongoDB. So it's gonna be very fun. So if you have MongoDB installed in your system, that will be also fine. But in this lecture, we are going to use the HDP Sandbox, and I'll highly recommend you that you should be trying it out, because HDP Sandbox comes with different services in the world of big data, and it comes with 30 to 40 services total, and they come out of the box. You don't have to do much configuration to all these tools, and you will be able to learn a lot with this. So if you wanna install HDP Sandbox, we got a full Hadoop course. In that, you will be able to find how you can set up your HDP Hadoop cluster on your Windows PC. And it can be also done on the Mac as well, and you can find the installation tutorials available on the web. So without further ado, let's jump on to and see how we can integrate Mongo with Spark. So this code, as you can see here, it is a pretty straightforward code. There are some things that you should be knowing. So this will look like a simple PySpark script, which is just creating an RDD on top of the data file. And as you can see, we got a parser input function. It is important because our file is a pipe delimited file. So it's a movies.user file, which I'll show you now. So as you can see, this is our file. So basically we have the user ID, we got the age of that user, the gender, occupation of that user, as well as the zip code where that user resides. So this data comes from our movies database, and I have downloaded through the internet, and it is available on the Git. So I'll be giving you all the links in the description below, all the codes, the data file, as well as the commands which you need to use to kick off it from the command line itself. So you are not gonna go into some hassles or issues, and if you face any issues, just let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you at the earliest. So let's jump on to the code right now. So as you can see, we got a parser input function which takes the line from our file as an input, and we have given the delimiter as well. So we are using the split function and provide the delimiter as a pipe, and it is just returning the rows as the field for our RDD. So as you can see, we got the user ID at the 0th index, we got age at the first index, gender at the second, occupation at the third, and the zip code at the last. So this is just returning the row, and it is providing the structure to your RDD. So all you have to do is, we have just kicked it off the Spark session here, and we have just given the name is Mongo integration because it makes sense. And we have used the builder method as usual, and we have stored our Spark session in the variable Spark. So what we're going to do is, this will be a bit new to you because in all our tutorials, we have been creating a data frame on top of it. But since it's a pipe delimited file, it will make more sense to just create a RDD, and then we can create a data frame on top of it. So what we're doing is, we are using the Spark context for this and use a text file. So since it's a text file, so it is not like a CSV or a Parquet file, so it makes sense to make a RDD out of it. So we are just giving the path for HDFS here. So as you can see here, we are not using any local system. It is pulling data from the HDFS. So the first requisite would be, after installing, we need to put this file into HDFS path. So if you already have Hadoop cluster running, it will be a piece of cake for you. So what we have done is, we have just created the RDD name lines on top of our movies.user file, which we have just seen. And after that, you have to provide the schema for it. And for providing the schema, you're going to use a map function and pass on the parser input function inside it. So our parser input function will return the different field using the row function, and it will just map it to your data frame. So you have created the user's new RDD, which will provide the mapping to your lines RDD. And after that, it is very simple. You are just creating a data frame using the create data frame method of the Spark session, and you are passing out your final RDD. That was very simple. you don't have to go to any complicated stuff, because this lecture we are only focusing on how to integrate our Spark with external data sources. And even if you only understand the one example, you are able to go over many databases, because all you have to do is you have to just change the parameters and just provide the port name and the connector which is required to able to integrate it with Spark. So that is very simple. So after that you are just writing the data. So here we are using the data frame writer method. So after write, you are just providing the format. So you have to provide the MongoDB's native format. So as you can see, the com.mongodb.spark SQL default source. So this particular format is used for integrating Spark with MongoDB. So you have to just take care of this argument. So whenever you're going to write the data, you have to provide this as a format. And after that you have to provide the URL, which is a mandatory thing. So this is the MongoDB URL and the port number on which the MongoDB is accessible. And you have to provide the database name, which is movies data in our case, and the user's collection. It is so simple. So that would be the target for you. So first step, we are going to write the data onto your MongoDB, and we're going to save this to load your data frame onto your MongoDB. So this is the method which is doing that. So it's a pretty straightforward file and it is just writing the data. But what about the reading? Because sometimes if you have like the data already present in MongoDB, you can able to read it back and create it into a data frame as well. So that's what we're going to do in the next step. Okay, so the next one is how to read the data and convert it into a data frame. So all you can do is just import all the necessary packages and creating the Spark session. So till now it is a exact same code, but now all you are doing is we are reading the data back from MongoDB into a new data frame. So all you have to do is you have to again using the data frame reader method and provide the format. So the format would be same for reading and writing the data, and the URL is also going to be same. And since you're reading the data back from the same database and the collection, you're gonna do that as well and use the load method instead of save to read the data and load it into your data frame. This is very simple. And after that you can do all your analytics tasks on top of this data frame. So since MongoDB will contain the data in huge amounts and you have to get some meaning out of it, so that's what we're gonna try in this. This is not a big file, but still, let's get our hands dirty with it. So we are creating a temporary view which is bound to your specific Spark session users, and we are just getting the schema first to let's make sure that Spark has given the right schema for it. And after that we are just doing some aggregation based on the occupation of the users. So we are getting the occupation, the count of user IDs. So you'll get to know who are the popular occupation which submits the rating to particular movie. So we are gonna get some value out of it. I know it's a small data set, but it is real data set. These are like the real ratings. So I hope you'll find it insightful. And after that we'll just use the show method to display our results on the console. This is very simple. So let's get this file from the GitHub using the putty terminal and let's kick off our jobs. Okay, so first thing first, you have to kick off your HDP Sandbox. So all the installation links are given in the description below, as well as if you are unable to find it, you can go to our Hadoop full course video and find the second and third lecture on how to set up HDP Sandbox on your PC. So if you find difficulties, just let me know. So I have already kept our sandbox in a running condition to save some time, and it is running the services on localhost 4200. Okay, so just go to your favorite browser and just search for localhost 8080. So that is the port where your Ambari will be running, and you will get on to the login page of Ambari. So here you have to provide the password for Maria_dev. So these are the users which are already created by Cloudera itself. So either you can use the Maria_dev, and as well as it has also Raj_ops and the admin access. So you don't need admin access for this. So Maria_dev would be more suitable. So the password is also the same. So username is Maria_dev and password is also Maria_dev. So just sign into that. Okay, so once you log in, this is your dashboard for your Hadoop cluster. So you are running a single node Hadoop cluster on your PC. So this is very fun. You will able to get all the backend information, that how much memory is consumed, what is the heap of your name node, and as you can see our data node is only one, and the cluster node, CPU uses, and the uptime. So you are getting so much information from this. So just install it and just go into the HDFS and just upload our data file there. Okay, so all you have to do is just go into that and go into the files view to able to access HDFS. Okay, so we are in the HDFS now. So you have to go to the user now. So just go to user and you have to go into Maria_dev. So this is the path we have provided for creating the data frame. So just go into Maria_dev and here let's create one folder. So let's create a folder called as mongodb. Just add that folder here, and inside the mongodb you have to upload that file. So I'll be giving you the link for this GitHub repository. So just download that file locally so that you will be able to upload it into HDFS. So just upload button and just grab that file. So I have saved it in somewhere C in the Spark course, and here is the file. So this is the user file which is pipe delimited. So just select that. And as you can see, we got our file. So if you open that file, yeah, the data is similar, right? So just click on cancel. So the first step is over now. So all you have to do is you have to go to the PuTTY terminal. So how to set up a PuTTY terminal, that also I have covered in those lectures. So you will not get into any issues. So all you have to do is go to PuTTY terminal and open the terminal for Maria_dev. So I'll just show you the ports. Okay. So the ports are nothing but Maria_dev@localhost would be your host name. The port is 2222, and after that again the password would be Maria_dev, and you're logged in. Okay, so once you're logged in, you just have to first get all our PySpark script to able to kick it off using the spark submit command. So all you have to do is use the wget command of the git to get the access of our files. So just use https://raw.github/usercontent.com/ashapatil11, which is my username, and the Hadoop is the repository. Just go to the main branch and our code is mongo-read.py. So this is like the PySpark script for reading the data from the MongoDB. So this will be our second step. So just download this file and that's it. And again we got a second file. So just copy the previous command and give like mongo-write.py. Okay, so all you got is the two files here. So we got the mongo-read as well as the mongo-write. So if you just peek into one of those files, you will able to see the exact same code which we have just discussed. So we are just creating the Spark session and also using the parser input to apply the schema for our RDD and the same stuff which is happening here. So you are just converting into a data frame and then write it back onto the MongoDB. So that's the simple stuff. So just get out of from here and just kick off all this file to get some meaning out of it. Before that, you have to just export the Spark version first, because HDP Sandbox sometimes comes with two Spark versions. So you have to make sure that you're running Spark version 2. So all you have to do is give the export, then give like Spark_major_version equal to 2. That's it. So you have set up the Spark version and that's it. The first step would be you have to write the data to the MongoDB and just verify it using the Mongo shell. So I hope you know the command. So the command is spark-submit, and after that you have to provide the packages. So packages is nothing but the Spark Mongo connector which will able to integrate your Spark with the MongoDB. So this is pretty important and mandatory step to follow. So all you have to do is --packages, and the package is org.mongodb.spark : mongo-spark-connector. So let me tell you one thing, this will be different from database to database. So you have to make sure that you are using the right connector as well as the data format and the port name on which your database is available, so that Spark can communicate with it to run your workflow. So after that you have to just go to 2.11, which is like the version 2.3.2, and our file is mongo-write.py. So this is our first file we need to execute to able to write the data to the MongoDB. So once you execute this, so it will take some time to check it off. Okay, so you got like the number of jobs here, and it is doing a lot of groundwork now, and it will just take some time. And there you go, it's got completed. So you have successfully written down the data to the MongoDB. So to able to verify that, all you have to do is just go as Mongo and click enter. And right now you are in the Mongo shell now. So all you have to do is give like show databases. And here you go, you got the movies database lying around here. So all you have to do is you have to just use the movies data, and after that you will be kicking off the show collections. So you'll get a collection, and that's it, you got the users created. So all you have to do is you have to read the data back from MongoDB and convert it into a Spark. Then we're going to convert it into a temporary view and do some analytics on top of it. So all you can do is just go back, and after that we got a previous command. So we got a Spark submit where we provide the connector using the packages argument and given the mongo-write.py. So instead of that, all we can do is mongo-read.py. So this file will able to read the data and get some meaning out of it. So are you ready? Okay then, so just kick off this job. Okay, so it is already given us some information. It's generating some logs. And as you can see, you got the schema. And there you go, your job has been completed, and it already gave you the results. So just see here, as you can see, you got the occupation and the count of users which have submitted the rating of that particular occupation. So there is a no-brainer, you got a student here because student will watch more movies more often than any other occupation in the world. So this makes more sense. And here are the other, which I guess the persons who don't prefer to share their occupation. So that is totally okay. But just to see educator here, just surprised that they are on the top. And as you can see, here are the homemaker. So these are pretty less numbered. Only 7 homemaker have watched the movie and actually given the rating to it. So this was just for fun. We are not getting into more detail of this, but the main motto of this tutorial was to let you know the power of Spark and how it can integrate with different databases. And I was going to show you about the RDBMS, but let's be honest, just integrating with the NoSQL database is a quite fun than that. And that we are going to continue in the next lecture as well, where we will see how we can integrate Spark with Cassandra, which is again the cutting edge NoSQL database in the world right now. So it is not mandatory that you have to follow this tutorial along with me. You can just get your understanding and basics cleared, so that in the real world, when you get your hands dirty, you will able to at least know the conceptual knowledge. And you know that you can do the integration. You just need the right connector, the version of that connector, as well as the required arguments, and you will be good to go. And it is not like the first code will be doing all the work. You have to iteratively improve your work to get the best output from your analytics. So I'll highly recommend you to jump and install HDP Sandbox and practice this, and just make your own set of codes and work with bigger files, because bigger files will be able to more meaning out of it, as well as you will able to work with real big data files so that you will think about the optimization techniques which we are going to see in the upcoming lectures, because that's what the real stuff is. This is just a basic to improve your understanding. So if you find any difficulties or just got an error, just let me know in the comments and we can work together to solve that. So until then, goodbye. I hope you like this lecture, so please subscribe to our channel and also ring the notification bell to get the latest updates, and don't forget to follow us on our social media which I have linked in the description below. Thanks for watching.